Hey, it's Dean here from the Workshop Whisperer, just doing a short Facebook Live for those of you here in the group. Number one reason, you've probably just enjoyed a bit of time off over Christmas. Maybe you had an opportunity to, spend some time reflecting on, what you'd achieved, or maybe what you hadn't achieved in the year before that. And if you're like most auto repair shop owners, there's probably some things that you'd vowed to do differently this year. And one of the conversations that we hear over and over and over again is really the resolution for auto repair shop owners to spend more time away from their workshop. It's maybe that was on your Christmas wish list. Maybe it was one of the New Year's resolutions that you'd promised yourself. And I guess the question is, how well is that going right now? Given that most New Year's resolutions, or most people fail at their New Year's resolutions by the second week of January, chances are that perhaps you've returned to the workshop and it's just as crazy busy as ever, and you can't really see any way of getting out. And in a little bit, or really in some ways, it's a little bit like being in your own business prison. You've sort of created this monster. You've committed this crime of getting too busy, having team members too reliant on you, or you've trained your customers that they need you to solve every single problem that they've got. And the one big fear that you've probably got, whether you're aware of that consciously or not, is the fear that you're just never going to get out. You are going to be locked inside your own business prison for as long as you can see. Really, there's no sentence. When in fact, the goal you've got for yourself, or the thing that you could be aiming for, or perhaps you should be aiming for, is to get an early release. Actually be able to get away from the workplace for a short period of time, or in some cases an extended period of time. And know that number one, you don't need to close the business down, because if you do that, when you take a holiday, so does your cash flow. But you can get away from the business and have that business run without you there. You've recruited talented team members who you trust to take care of business even while you're not there. And while some of you might be thinking, well, like you just can't trust anyone these days. Maybe that's part of the problem, that you've got this misguided belief that no one can do things the same way that you can. And maybe we might bust that belief a little bit during this live. But anyway, I just want to give you just a very quick statistic on why it is so important for you to be able to break out of your own business prison. Well, the average retirement age here in Australia is 65 years old. Is 65 years of age. Okay, and the average age of death is 77. Right, that's only a 12-year difference. Now, you're in a trade. You probably started your apprenticeship somewhere around 15 or 16 years old. Probably left school maybe around year 10, year 11. Which means if you're retiring at 65, you've spent 50 years working in the industry to enjoy the last 12 years of your life. Now, that means 80% of your, from when you begin working, 80% of your remaining years will be spent at work inside that business prison to only enjoy the last 12 years, which is 20%. I'm not quite sure about you, but that maths doesn't necessarily light me up, or that ratio of time spent working versus the time spent enjoying life doesn't necessarily excite me, fill me up, or put a big fat smile on my face. And potentially it's not going to put a big smile on your face either. So let me talk to you in this live about the three things that really you can start doing from now to create the conditions where you can get out of your workplace for at least some time this year. Let's just start small this year and build on that in the following years. Well, the first thing is that I'm going to talk to you about the 3 R's. The first one is reset. Okay, why is it important to make time, dedicate time, commit time to getting outside of your business? Well, because you need to take time off. You need to do a physical, a mental, an emotional, a psychological reset for yourself. If you keep grinding away day after day after day after day after day, you are at risk of burning out, blowing up, or breaking down. And neither one of those outcomes is good for you, good for your team, good for your business, or if you've got a family, it's not good for them either. And my own personal experiences is when it has been when I have failed to recognize the signs of burnout, it has ended really, really badly. So you don't need to learn from your own experience. You can just borrow mine. And burning out, blowing up, or breaking down are poor outcomes. They're not great. You also need to disconnect from your business, step back, and consider, what you're doing well, what you're not doing well, and things that maybe you've got to keep an eye on, right? But more importantly, right, you can't see the forest for the trees. And if you are just caught in the whirlwind of your business every single day, then you can feel really, really busy without being productive, right? When there's so many things that require your attention, it's really hard to devote your attention to the most important things. And so when you take time off, step away from the business, it gives you an opportunity to reset yourself. And let's be honest, the last couple of years, with the number of forced lockdowns that we've all endured and experienced, I can't think of too many people that said they loved being locked up in one place for an extended period of time. So why would being tied to your business be any different? How can that in any way be not just enjoyable, but actually beneficial for your overall health and well-being? It's not. So the first R is reset. Take some time off, get away. Help yourself to reset what you're doing. The second reason why stepping away from your business is so good is because you actually get to review how well things are talking. Now how well things are working. We talk a lot in the engine room about the importance of systemizing the processes that make your business work, right? Systems are the key to freedom. Why? Because once there is a system in place on how to do things, then you can train and teach other people to follow the system, and they should get pretty close to delivering the same result, outcome, objective that you want when you do it, right? But there's another reason why taking time away from your business, getting out of your business prison, is super important at this point. Because when you step away from the business, i.e., you're not the person that everyone goes to ask for help, or you don't become the walking how-to guide, things are going to break inside your business. There will be problems. There will be communication breakdowns. There will be invoices that might get missed. Certain things that don't get done. And while most auto repair shop owners will throw their hands up in the air and use that as a reason, an excuse to never take time off, the truth is it's exactly what you need to happen. Because when things break, it is your business showing you the part of the system that needs to be improved. It's not the whole system. The world doesn't collapse. Your business doesn't fold, if you're away for a week. Or if it does, you had bigger issues before you left anyway. But when the systems break down in your business, that is a moment to celebrate. Why? Because you've just been shown where you need to go and tighten things up, right? Where you need to, the touch points in your business that need some tweaking. This is a super good thing. And the reality is, if you can hire someone who can do a job as 70% as good as you can, which gives you 70% back of your time to work on other important priorities in your business, that's a good hire, right? That's a good hire. If your expectation is that someone will be able to do the same job in exactly the same way that you do, again, you're probably not going to hire someone in the first place because, you're almost dreaming, right? But if you can get someone to the point where they can do the job 70 and 80% as well as you can, that's enough, right? We can work around the last 20%. So the first R is reset. Get time away in the business for your own health and well-being. right? Disconnect from the workplace. Second is review, right? When you're not in your business, you're going to find out what breaks. That's a good thing. You now know what needs improving. And the third R is to rejoice. Why is time away so important? Well, because you get to rejoice in the fact that you can see some light at the end of the tunnel. That you are not, the business is not wholly and solely reliable on you or reliant on you being there for it to stay alive. That other people can take care of the business for you. The other benefit is that it's your first step to creating an exit strategy from your business, if that's your choice. In some cases, it's a great choice. In others, not necessarily. But there is going to come a time in everyone's career, everyone's life, where you are going to step away from this business. And if you have the beginnings of a solid and well thought out exit plan, right, which is going to maximize your profitability, improve your predictability of your business, then your business becomes an attractive, it becomes attractive to a potential purchaser. I guess that's what I'm saying. And ultimately, if you can see light at the end of the tunnel, which means some of your stress is going to be relieved, and you are putting in place the building blocks of a solid exit strategy, then the final and almost the most important part about being able to get time away from your business is that you're going to stop missing out on those really fun parts of life, particularly if you've got a young family where you might be prioritizing doing a service on one more customer's car, but you're missing your kids' school concerts, their graduations, their dance concerts, their sporting events, whatever it might be. And again, from experience, I know the opportunity to go and see some of the things that my kids did during their schooling. I got to admit, it kind of felt just a little bit special and a little bit cool to be able to be with them in those pivotal moments of their childhood and their development. So, just to recap, if you're stuck in business prison, you can't see a way of getting out. Then we want to create the conditions to allow you to give yourself an early release, right? And the first is to reset, get outside of your business for your own health and well-being. For goodness sake. The second is to review the systems and processes you've got in place. You've got no systems, start by documenting what you're doing right now, right? And then step outside your business to see, to discover what's going to break. That's going to tell you exactly what you need to come back and tighten up. And the third is to rejoice at the fact that if you can get outside of your business and the business still runs, there is light at the end of the tunnel, right? There is an opportunity for you to create your own exit strategy. And finally, it's a chance for you to stop missing out on all those little moments that really make the memories that last a lifetime for you and your loved ones. Now, we've got a little resource to share with you. It's called the Time Usage Point Maker. Just an opportunity for you to go through, where are you spending your time, and really what is keeping you locked inside your workshop till all hours, or at all hours of the day and night. If you want us to shoot you through a free copy of the Time Usage Point Maker, all you got to do is just leave a comment. Just comment the Time Usage Point Maker in the comment section below this video, and one of our team will flick that resource through to you. At the end of the day, guys, time is the most important resource you get. You don't, you can never get time back, and none of us know how much time we have left. So now is probably a great time to start working on enjoying more of the minutes you have, in however many minutes you've got left, so that you can spend more of your time doing more of the things you love with the people you love the most. Trust this live's been helpful. Remember, if you want that free resource, comment the Time Usage Point Maker down below. We'll get the resource out to you. Take care, and as Rach would say, keep those repair orders nice and high. Bye for now.